Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I have a 90% client success rate. All of these client results right here of people absolutely killing it. All these video testimonials, video interviews as well. I'm not going to bore you with the results because honestly, we get them every single day. But if you can't sit through a 10-minute video on how to fix your fulfillment, then how the hell do you expect to scale past $100,000 a month in this space? Because good fulfillment will give you clients who win quicker so they can refer other people to you and actually retain more upsells without resistance, proof that makes ads convert even better, confidence to scale without, the fear of refunds, free time to actually run the business, a reputation that compounds over time, and a machine that grows even when you're not showing up and when you're not in the trenches delivering every single day. Now, the first part of good delivery starts your offer. It's understanding your offer pillars. At the bottom here, you have your do-it-yourself offer, which is like a course, right? It's the cheapest for clients. It's the least effective though, because people get overwhelmed. They never implement. There's low perceived value because there's a million courses out there and there's no control over execution. Now, this alone, if any of you are selling school groups or courses, just what are you doing? Do it yourself. I actually ran an agency, a DFY agency, like a year ago for a year. And it just wasn't good because people come into it with the wrong mindset. They expect you to run their business for them. And it only works when you've known someone for a period of time, you've developed this relationship with someone, and then you acquire equity in their business and scale it with them. That's the only place where done for you works. Otherwise, people, come into it and expect you to scale their business for them, and it just doesn't work. Then you have done with you, which is the main and best thing to sell. It has low delivery time, the best client mindset because people are coming into it eager to learn and eager to implement. You can charge high tickets. It's the best for getting client results, and this is what we call coaching. Now that you know that, let me quickly give you some context. This is day 4 out of 100 of posting on YouTube every single day. I'm 16. My coaching program is doing 50K a month on autopilot. Ads are dialed, the delivery's locked in, and now it's time for my next play where I've acquired equity on 7 coaching businesses and 2 software companies. I've fully closed my doors, so I don't have anything to sell you. And instead, this series is me documenting how we're scaling all of them, not just like the what we're doing, but how we're actually doing it with cognitive response ads, with Instagram ecosystems, with back-end sales infrastructure to blow these companies up. And the goal is $100,000 a month before I turn 17. We are so close to that right now. Now, the problem is that most done with you delivery sucks. It's just not good because there's useless one-on-one calls where you're getting asked the same questions. There's no clear next steps and there's no clear process. There's a course which just isn't actionable. And so the solution is letting people earn calls with you. Okay? And if you set this up correctly, results become the client's responsibility and not yours. The other solution to no clear next steps and a course that's not actionable is a course which is structured into an implementation roadmap system. So essentially the course and the process, the roadmap, is actually combined. Now I'm going to break this down. We call this a sprint, okay? Now this is my sprints. I'm literally showing you guys my delivery right now. We have 6 total sprints right here and a sprint tracking database right here. And the sprints essentially synthesize the process into like a step-by-step roadmap, right? If I had a course on WOP or on school, it would literally be the same thing. It would just be like Instagram landing page, CRA ads, profile conversion process, microwave method, and scaling your ecosystem. The thing is, a course just isn't actionable. So when you click on a sprint, you're essentially starting a sprint. And on here, you see every single individual task. So let's say this was like a module or like a course inside my course, right? You know how when you go on school, there's like, each like little course inside the course tab. These would be the actual episodes here. So build your personal brand's messaging, set up your Instagram landing page, and so on. So right now, once again, we've synthesized the delivery into like a step-by-step process where people can go on it, they can get started, they can put in progress, and then they can complete it. And at any point, if they have any confusion, they can just click on it and it will pull up a page where it literally shows them a Loom video, which is like the course video breaking it down, and then the action steps, which they have to do before they proceed on the next one, as well as a written guide, okay? But every single module of the roadmap is an action step, and the action step has a guide attached. So instead of it just being a long, boring course, the strategy literally synthesizes success into an actionable roadmap. All right. And you can see the same thing with the set up your Instagram landing page, right? It's literally a checklist. So many modules, you don't have to make a course module because a course module is fluffy. It's hard to implement. Make it as implementatable as possible, right? With this, it's a checklist. So it's literally like, how to set up an Instagram landing page. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Here are some examples. Tick 4 out of 4 before you proceed. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Tick 4 out of 4 before you proceed. Bang, bang, bang. And when people have actually done it, they basically unlock a call with me. So I'm only taking calls with clients who are actually executing. I'm not setting up a weekly call with people who just aren't executing. It's a waste of my hour. I'd rather give an hour to someone who's taking action, okay? So then it's like when they click on this right here, schedule a review call for the sprint. Are you eligible for this call? Have you done this? Have you implemented all action items? Have you done these things? Which I'm blurring because I'm not going to show you guys my actual delivery. Otherwise, you'd all be printing. Like, you need to come to me for that. Anyway, I literally make people prove what they've done before they book a call with me. And when they can tick 6 out of 6 boxes, they're allowed to book a call with me. So they're literally unlocking calls. The calls are earned. They're not just given. They're not just expected. And they review real progress and not just useless questions. So instead of the value being in the one-to-one calls with you, it's in the bulletproof roadmap system that you've set up, okay? And it's the same thing for any task which my clients are expected to do on a consistent basis, right? I blurred these other ones here, but let's say posting stories on Instagram to build authority and to really convert people, right? We have the task, the frequency, and then the how-to implementation guide, and then a checklist to say that it's complete. So there's literally no reason to not be executing, because you can come down to your recurring task for the day. You can say, okay, I need to post 5 stories today. I'm confused. Perfect. Well, let me just click on this guide right here and like pull up the guide, and it'll show me how to make stories. And then when I'm done, I'll just tick it for the day. Easy, right? And then they know exactly what they're doing every single day. This whole system right here is linked to a database for my CSM to view every single client's current sprint and, follow up if needed. So we have like a relation tab set up in Notion. We have like a whole system built, but this relation tab will automatically be linked to every single different step that they're on right here. So then our CSM can see where they're at with their current sprint and what the status of that sprint is, right? If they're in progress, if they've started it, if they've completed it and they're waiting to book a call, what the actual status of their sprint is. And so my CSM can follow up, he can get on their ass and make sure they're actually implementing. And very soon, we're actually going to have the CSM take calls with the clients if needed. So you should be hiring someone to, keep track of the progress of all your clients, follow up, and in the future, take client calls, right? Now, this system makes all the other offer pillars easy, because when you have the downsell, when you have the course, right? Let's say, and we're actually having this ourselves, right? We have someone in the DMs right now, and this is why we're building like a do-it-yourself aspect. He's like, yo, I want to buy a course, but I don't have money for the program. Perfect. It's like, we'll literally just give you the Notion system for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and that will make you money if you have a work ethic, if you implement, right? Because I like to think of it like school, right? Homeschooling works if you have a work ethic and if you have the ability to self-teach yourself, right? Real school is for people who they have trouble showing up. It's the same thing with the army, right? If you don't have discipline, you can go in the army and they'll like make sure you're showing up, they'll make sure you're disciplined, but you don't necessarily need that. So do it yourself only works for a select amount of people. That's why, if you're watching this and you're watching this far, you're probably pretty successful yourself. That's why people like you and me are successful when we buy courses, because it's the type of person. Same thing with coaches, because my coaches, they have students who are unsuccessful, and then they have me, 16, making 50K a month. How is it? It's because I go into things with the right mindset and I execute things properly, okay? Let's continue real quick because we're nearly done right here. So yeah, you're basically selling the system, not the course to people, and they will still get results if they're the right people. And then when it comes to done for you, since you have this sprint system, it's still like the synthesized process, right? So you can simply adjust the people assigned to each task to your team, and now your team can independently execute the next steps for done for you clients. And this is very, very high leverage. Like, I'll tell you right now, spend a month or two building this out, and I promise that long term, this thing will transform your business. It'll get you way better results, and it'll essentially build that authority you need to dominate the space, right? Because anyone who's really crushing it long term in this industry, they have a good reputation, and they built that reputation through Instagram stories. I'm working on a guide on that for you guys right now, but essentially the results is one of the most important parts about doing that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Drop me a sub if you want to follow along for this 100-day journey, see me hit 100K a month before 17 and grow this channel. We started this at like 300 subscribers. We're at 410 now. It's only been 4 days, so we're going to get to 1,000 by the end of the challenge, probably more, maybe 5,000. See you in the next one. Drop us up. Peace.